Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII on the Serious JG. If you're watching these as they go up, it's been a fairly exciting weekend's worth of episodes that we're about to wrap up. We started off in this bizarre, unexplained, still mysterious trip into the life of Laguna. And now we've come to Timber. And, well, we're working for a resistance group against an evil president, and their plan, which seemed convoluted and James Bondish and nutty, involved like switching train cars around and stealing a train car out of the middle of a train and veering off on a different set of tracks by switching in a fake car and all sorts of crazy nonsense, and then substituting the president with a fake kind of robot president. Seemed pretty crazy and out there, but it has failed. This plan has failed because, as goofy and out there as this plan is, the bad guys somehow anticipated it and have replaced the president that we replaced with the robot president with some kind of like freakish mutant president monster. Well, the real president is presumably safe somewhere. So it's weird, but we're going to see what we can do about him. And we got to redo some of this dialogue because President Delling, as long as you don't resist, you won't get hurt. As long as you don't resist, you won't get hurt much. And what if I do resist? What would you do, young lady? What's wrong? Boo-hoo, too bad. I'm not the president. I'm what they call Mike Pence. No, he's a body double. All these rumors about the many resistance groups in Timber. You pass along little false information, they fall for it. How pathetic. What a bunch of losers. Seems there are only amateurs and losers around here. Amateurs? My butt hurts from all this sitting, young lady. You're a nasty. What did you have in store for me if I resisted? Why don't you tell me? Quite amusing, though, for being such losers and amateurs and nasties. How dare you insult the president? I'm doing a great job. Approval ratings #1. Make America great again. Make Albania great again. Whatever. You fell for it. You are a loser. So he's just got Cure. Oh man, did I give anybody magic? Okay, good. Because I do need to scan him. Mr. Fake Woman here. Fake President. President Delling's double. Attacks in a strange way, but not very strong. However. What do you mean, however? Well, let's try to mug him. Has nothing. It seems to have fiery bites. Oh, that was a tough boss battle. Oh, I was really freaking out. He melted and then this... Like, he didn't even seem to turn into this. It's like he disappeared and this thing rose out of a portal. What the... Oh, okay, so he does have zombies, so... And Berserk, so I wasted kind of a lot of time getting, Berserk for my party members, because I could have just gotten it here. Okay, so I remember having to draw magic from the first form of the president and the second form before, but apparently Zombie and Berserk are not considered high-level spells, so I can't draw. I wasted a bunch of effort using the card game to get Zombie and Berserk for Squall. I would not have done that if I'd known I could just draw them here. But now I'll have it for everybody, so I can't really complain. Oh, crap. Need to get that off of Zell as soon as possible, because we will end up wiping him out before we get all the magics that I want. And Berserk and Zombie are mostly nice to have for, like, so you can make yourself immune to them as needed. So let's scan him, although I kind of hate to be scanning him in case I suddenly find myself needing to use Asuna again. A monster, a Garogaro. Oh, Garogaro, a monster that poses President Delling. Attacks with its deformed arms and status attacks. Okay. So, I mean, while winning all those card games, I got other magics too, so it's not like Berserk and... But I did kind of waste some items I might have been able to use for something else. Brarg! I think that probably would have poisoned us, except that he's immune to poison with a pain junction to his status defense. It's a hell of a reach he's got there. So hopefully she finishes the command I already gave her. No, she just attacks. I believe you can cheese this battle by using curative magic, because I think this guy is considered undead. It's not necessary. And even if we weren't way overpowered, he's a kind of dangerous boss if you're not really prepared, but... Actually, I should consider letting them stay blinded if that is a thing, so that if they get berserked, they're less likely to wipe him out before I finish drawing magic from him. Luckily, everybody's magic stat is really good, so we're getting 9 berserks per draw, so it won't take that long to get full up. And it will be kind of an issue if Squall gets silenced, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Berserk is more valuable than Zombie. If we don't get all the zombies we need, then it's not as big of an annoyance to me as not getting Berserk. Because Berserk you really need to defend yourself against. Zombie doesn't seem to come up as much. Roar. Oh, slow. No, I'm not keeping that. That's got to go. Does Asuna get rid of slow? I'm not 100% sure. It does. Some of the Final Fantasy games, Asuna gets rid of all the status ailments, and others, there's like different kinds of status ailments that it doesn't work on. Like, slow is a typical one. You have to undo that with the opposite, which is haste. Now, why this guy would have Asuna, I don't know, other than the fact that it's to make the battle much more easy to handle. So from a gameplay perspective, it makes sense that this guy would be chock full of Asuna magic. Oh, never mind. No, he did get hit with something there. And I could be speeding this up, but I kind of don't want to because status stuff is becoming an issue. I guess I can do it between turns. Oh, that's the wrong button anyway. Okay, so Zell will be done with Berserk. It looks like Selfie's going to have at least one more round. He's got Asuna, he's got double, he's got Berserk. Now Zomber. Just double checking everybody's got all of that. Just don't cast it on Squall. Okay. Squall might be immune to Berserk, but I think I gave him immunity to pain and then death. which won't actually help here because this guy doesn't have any actual death element attacks, which automatically inflict death. Yeah, but this is one of the big, okay, you have to draw for 100 hours because he's the first enemy that has several of the spells you eventually want. And there's several battles like this throughout the first disc. And it gradually gets to be less and less a thing in disc 2 and disc 3. But, yeah, it's kind of my least favorite part of the game is, like, you try to draw from an enemy and you see it has something you don't already have, and instead of being like, oh boy, a new spell, you're like, god damn it, I'm going to spend another hour drawing from this enemy. And Renoa's out there like, oh my god, I'm so afraid, are we going to be able to defeat this thing? And they're like, we're prolonging the battle as long as possible to drain zombie power out of this guy. We're not worried. We received 9 zombies. That's a strange turn of phrase. But, I mean, it's really not capable of killing us because my vitality and stuff is so freaking high from junctioning high-end magic. But I do remember it being much more annoying to control the battle and draw from this guy than it is dangerous. Like, if it berserks you, your party members just beat the shit out of it and it dies. Berserk is like a good thing for enemies that, like, if it's a boss that really, like, it's not going to be able to be defeated with just simple physical attacks. Oh no, come on. Oh, well, I missed anyway. Oh, because he's got pain. Pain makes you immune to that. Not to mention somebody else could have drawn Asuna and healed Squall. Just because I'm making them draw every turn. Oh, wrong guy. And I am getting rid of darkness. I said I might not. I'm getting rid of it just so that I don't end up having to use a hotel or something afterwards. I do have Asuna. I've got a few extra Asunas stocked that were not available to Laguna and the gang, I believe. Or maybe they were. What the hell am I thinking? I guess I just didn't want to waste them with Laguna and the gang. And as soon as it affects this, boom, her menu comes back. So this whole video is going to be me sucking a berserking zombie out of this guy. But that's part of the Final Fantasy VIII experience, guys. I don't know why he's getting turns more often than Selfie, but he seems to be getting turns more often than Selfie. Alright, speed it up for a second at least. But this is actually a lot more annoying if you don't have your GF set up in such a way that everybody is able to junction something to their magic stat and have high enough magic to drain 9 of these per turn. I don't even know that I would be getting 9 per turn if I wasn't junctioning stuff to magic that I got through the card trading game that I wouldn't otherwise have access to yet. Oh, and it doesn't have Cure, so I guess you do have to kind of not spend forever fighting it, because you can get... Double's a useful spell, but we'd already figured out a way to get our hands on that, so... Yeah, Selfie got behind Zell by a few turns, because she still needs at least one more draw. That's exactly... Okay, 1. I figured she got 1 zombie. That means she was at exactly 99 and now is at 100. So we'll let her beat this guy up because she can actually mug and stole 2 Phoenix Downs. Huzzah. I mistimed my strike there. I didn't get the R1 trigger bonus damage. So yeah, we'll finish this thing off now. Probably won't take too long. Squall doing a lot more damage than Zell, who doesn't have anything junction to his attack. I'm coming, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I'm coming. Elizabeth is the zombie double of the president's wife. No experience. That's what I like to see. We got 20 app. Man, I can't believe the president was a fake. Well, that's the aftermath? We just teleport to this room? Jeez, I was thinking like we'd have to comfort a completely shaken up Renoa. I can't believe we fell for it. It's such an obvious ploy. Send a fake zombie monster version of your president riding through a train to a town where you believe that it's likely that people will steal the train car. Info, sir. New info. It's big news. I found out the real reason why the president's here, sir. The president's going to the TV station. Security's super tight, sir. The TV station? Is there any way we can uncouple the TV station rooms from the TV station and replace them with a fake room? Why in Timber? They can broadcast just as easily from Galbadia. Or Galbadia, as it may be known. Do you think the Dalek communication tower has anything to do with this? I don't really think that hard. What's that? Dalit has a communication tower that can transmit and receive radio waves. It had been abandoned for a long time, but the G Army got it up and running yesterday. Or 10 videos ago if you're JG. Oh, I get it. Actually, it wasn't that many videos ago. The only TV station that can handle broadcasts over the air is in Timber. I mean, the only TV station... I'm not Squall, never mind. Other stations use HD cable, which only supports online broadcasting. So what's that supposed to mean? They're planning on using radio waves. This way, they can transmit images to regions without cable. Oh, it's like NFL football. I know that. What I want to know is, what's the president going to broadcast? Oh, he's probably going to make some speech about American carnage. Why use radio waves? There must be something they want to say to the whole world. What could it be? Everybody, love and peace! I don't think so. If I remember correctly, radio waves haven't been used in 17 years. It's been that long? Like none of us were even born. Wouldn't it be wonderful if the first broadcast could be the declaration of Timber's independence? Hey, that might be possible. Yeah, let's come up with a plan then. We're gonna go build a fake room to install the radio station. Can you guys give us a minute? We did our job. We were paid for this president thing. Can't we go home now? What about our contract? Should we check it, Squall? Well, those guys with the goofy hats did tell us not to do anything that wasn't in the contract. So how much room do you guys now have for noobs? Okay, they've got a few slots left for spells. Like 3. So actually, I really do need to get rid of the cure spell completely. Let's start with selfie. Exchange all of your cures. Renoa's got 81. Dang, it's going to take us a while to get rid of all this. Well, you know what? I could, it's a really slow way to do it, but I could, this would eventually work. It would be a really inefficient, slow-ass way to do it. Oh, great. Now I don't see what it actually was that she should be using. I think it was Quake. Because now nobody's... Oh, no, I have to actually exit out of the screen first before it counts. Okay, so what I could do is... yeah, okay, we can make this work. Now, if I really want to get in there and affect people's status resistances, I'll have to do that manually. But this will... That is a really slow and dull, grindy process, but I can do that off screen to get rid of all the cures everywhere. Because Renoa and Kitus both have it, and it'll be a while before we get our 6th party member, so getting rid of Cure will give us, just in case I run into more spells that we need. We can always, if I decide I want regular Cure back later, we can get Cure later. Simplest way to do it is with M-stone pieces, which we can get fairly easily.
Can we go home now? We need to read the contract. Oh my god.
They call that a strategy meeting? Do they call that a strategy meeting? Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Oh, good timing. We've come up with a plan. Now we started to talk like Sophie for a second.
Before we get into that, can I see your contract with our garden?
Oh, sure.
Just like Reverend Lovejoy is like doesn't want to hand over the Bible.
Here, I had it between my boobs.
Kind of rude the way he grabbed it there. What does it say? Balm Garden, hereafter referred to as Party the First Part, acknowledged as Party the Second Part. You can't fool me, there ain't no sanity clause. Party of the First Part, also known as Party of the First Part, will henceforth be known as Party of the First Part. Acknowledges the Forest Owls, hereafter referred to as Party B, Party, we left Party as a hiring party. Seed, hereafter referred to as Party C, shall be dispatched. Party C takes more space than Seed does. Shall be dispatched upon signing of this contract. Party C shall operate under the supervision. The hell?
I don't get it. Oh yeah, that one's pretty confusing. When I told him I didn't understand, he gave me a different one.
It wasn't really that complicated, actually.
Sid is such a nice man. What's it say this time? ...
And we've got him running around in goofy background. To the Forest Owls, this seed deployment contract will last until Timber achieves independence. Please make good use of each seed member. I wish you the best with your objective. Please understand that this contract is an exception and no replacement of any seed members can be made. Balam Garden Headmaster Sid Kramer. Oh, he's Kramer. Whoa. He comes running and sliding into the room, just shocking everyone. Until Timber's independence.
That is so vague.
That's pretty vague.
Hey, you're paid professionals, no complaining. Okay, let's decide on the parties.
Well, the Party of the First Part shall henceforth be known as Party of the First Part. Getting information is my specialty, sir. Oh, my stomach.
So the four of us, the ones who will be heading to the TV station, will be...
We're going to do a member and we're going to do a junction exchange. So now we'll have Squall and his lovely, lovely ladies. And actually, because I figured he should be fighting with his, fighting alongside his girlfriend, and I vaguely found Selphie more entertaining than Kaidas, although not really as useful. The thing is, everybody's stats depend entirely on the GF system, so you can make Squall a physically weak spellcaster and make Renoa a melee powerhouse if you want to. The only thing that's actually distinct between the characters, other than the models, is their overdrives. But you don't use their overdrives often enough for it to matter, so it really just comes down to preference. So I had Renoa, Squall, and Selphie as my party for a big chunk of my original playthrough of the game. Kaidas is probably more useful. Renoa's, her last limit break is, like, super powerful, if I recall correctly, but for most of the game, it's not. Like, Kaidas is the one that I would actually be using periodically, because she's got bad breath, which is, there's... The worst that can happen is you use it against something that's immune to all those status ailments. It never really hurts. Anyway, whatever. It's about time to call it a video, as I'm being warned now by my system. Call me anytime. Well, I believe I can go save my game switch parties and TV station, sir. It's quite close if you take the local train, but the local transcontinental trains have stopped running, sir. Nothing to worry about, sir. There must be someone in town who knows. Are you ready, sir? Not yet. Because we're going to save and switch party members and just see what happens. Do you see the clipping on the board? Okay. Wait, do we have to be here to do that? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, and he's still there. Good. I thought for a minute we'd lost our opportunity for this exciting dialogue. Oh. Maybe you have to be at a save point before you can switch members. Or we're permanently locked... Well, not permanently. We're locked into this party into the next plot point, which... I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I kind of thought we had the flexibility to switch back and forth. No, I guess we're locked in with this party. It gave us one chance to set a party, and if you did something wrong, you're stuck here. Well, next time I play, I should be able to recognize the slot that has Renoa in it is the most current slot, because we just got the ability to use Renoa. We'll be using Renoa in the next video, where, for those watching as these go up, our next weekend's adventures are going to... Because the plot's been kind of weird. We're going to crazy mercenary warrior high school. We passed our exam to become a super mercenary warrior, and our exam itself involved going and fighting off the G Army. And our first mission has involved traveling to a city where it's being attacked by the G Army, or rather, is under occupation of the G Army. And we've had little adventures along the way, like jumping into the life of Laguna, the lovelorn G Army soldier, which suggests the G Army is not going to be utterly evil. That the idea is there are people in G Army land who are not evil. And we had a lot of fun with the failed and incredibly wacky kidnapping attempt on the president. Are we a bad enough dude to kidnap the president? Apparently not. But next time we're going to be trying again to burst in on a live presidential worldwide broadcast and take over. We'll see how that goes. Later.